Hello, Sabrina Alery here with a video tutorial for Clearsnap, and today I'm sharing a stamped fabric background creating using our Magic Stamp moldable foam and the Colorbox Crafters inks. Now, the Magic Stamp is a really cool and unique product. It comes in these large sheets and also in these small foam blocks. And what you're doing is using it to create your own stamps. You heat up the foam surface with your heat gun, and then you're going to press the foam onto something that has a texture. The foam will then hold that texture and you can use it to ink up and stamp. So basically you can turn anything into a stamp. I'm going to be using a wicker basket to create my texture today. And then after we create the background, we're going to be adding some detail with our new art screens and art daubers, again using the Crafters inks. So let's get started. We have our block of Magic Stamp foam here, and what you're going to want to do first is make sure that you have your texture ready. I'm using the bottom of a basket here to create a basket weave texture, and we're going to heat up our block. Hold your heat gun about an inch or two away and then just continuously heat that surface for about 30 seconds to make sure that it's nice and pliable and ready to take the texture. So then you're just going to press your texture right onto the stamp. Take a look at it. Maybe you don't like it, maybe it didn't get a great impression. No big deal. All we have to do is again reheat that surface for about 30 seconds. You can watch the texture on the foam. It'll just melt away. And then you can repress, experiment. You might need to press the texture onto the foam, press the foam onto the texture, use your hands to get a deeper impression. You can do lots of experimenting here. You don't have to worry because you can always reheat the foam to erase the texture. So once you're happy with what you have there, you're going to ink up your stamp. I am creating a fabric background today, so I'm using our Colorbox Crafters ink, which is perfect for stamping on fabric, and it is permanent and waterproof when heat set. So you can see the texture I'm stamping here really creates a really lifelike background. It almost looks like it really looks like the bottom of the basket. And I like that you can create a seamless stamp here. The background, you won't be able to tell where the stamps connect just because the texture runs right from edge to edge. And when you're finished, you can just wash up that stamp, and we'll move on to adding our details. I am using one of the new art screens. It's the Hexagon art screen, and I'm applying the Crafters ink with our art daubers, which are great for just adding color, adding ink and paint to small sections. I really like using the stencil or the screen here more so than a stamp, just because everything is really lined up. I don't have to go through the extra trouble of making sure everything is positioned perfectly. The screen really helps with that. So I'm applying the Crafters ink. The dark shade of blue here is Wave, and then this turquoise or teal shade is Aruba. We're also adding some Limon, this yellow-green shade here, and then Bark and Brown. The Crafters inks are a really juicy, vibrant ink, and not only are they great for stamping on fabric, but also for wood, clay, any texture, any material, maybe other than paper. You could definitely use them on paper too. But any other material that you want to stamp on, they're just perfect for that. With the fabric, you just have to heat set it with your iron, maybe run your iron over there for about 30 seconds or so, and that's going to set the color into the fabric and make it permanent and washable. Those art daubers, they are just a really handy little tool for applying ink. And I really like that you can create your own patterned fabrics to really personalize and make your gifts or your own home decor one of a kind. So now the front of my pillow, I'm just using a paper hexagon template to cut out my fabric, you can line up wherever you like that background design. And if you have any accents that you're going to add to the front, you're going to want to do that at this point. I just have some felt letters. They're with my son's name, and I'm going to stitch those on. If you wanted to add buttons or anything else, put that on now. When you're finished with that, we're going to stitch up just a long section of fabric around the edges of the hexagon, and then we'll also be adding the back another hexagon. You're going to stuff that, and you have a cute little accent pillow. Thank you so much for joining me today. For more ideas and inspiration, please visit clearsnap.blogspot.com, and for product information, please visit www.clearsnap.com.